Welcome back to the Precision Trader. I just want to do another overview of the market order book today, October 5th. See what we could have gleaned from what knowing where the buyers and sellers are, what kind of value that could have gave us. With that said, we're going to start out with SPXL. Of course, this is what we use for our overall market SPY indicator. If you watch previous videos, plenty of education there, information, you'll know that, SPY, unfortunately, does not, there's just way too much liquidity in that ETF. So we use this mirrored ETF to give us insight on tops and bottoms in the market. And of course, when we can find a top and bottom in the overall market, and a lot of times it helps us find a top and bottom in the stock that we're trading. So with that said, as we can see here, we were actually very bullish on the day. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you our pre-market prep for the day. Our market outlook for today was a retest day. We were looking for the market to push back up, retest what is now overhead resistance. Our goal, the end goal right now is still the anchored VWAP and the 50 MA weekly. But with that said, like we brought out this morning, the market is just so conditioned to buy the dip. So that's why it's difficult for us to get a day where we're down 4 or 5% on the SPY, whereas last year we had, can't even remember how many 4 or 5% days down that we had. With that said, we were looking for a SPY retest in the 432 to 438 range. We ended up getting 435. We actually was able to peg the top pretty good. We found the sellers. As a matter of fact, let's look. I actually sent out a post today. Yeah, sorry about the bad grammar, but anyway, as you can see here in this picture, the sellers were coming in pretty big at 111. So that was our expected top for the day in the market, which was 435, 436, and sure enough, that's where SPY ended up peaking today. With that said, we used our order book on NFLX. It went did really, really well. Also too, whenever we started the day, we looked at the order book and seen that we had good support at 108 on SPXL, which was that was the equivalent to 431 on the SPY. So with that said, to start the day, we were looking for the push to 435, 436 liquidity, and we got it. So back to the charts. Let's see here. All right. So with that said, knowing what the overall markets, where the big buyers and sellers are with the S&P, is extremely valuable information. With that said, let's check out a handful of stocks here, as you've seen in our plays for the day. Wasn't able to get too many of them out because got a lot of other business having to take care of this month in the United States while we're back taking care of some things. With that said, let's see here. NFLX. Let's get on our 1 minute. Okay. Now, so our first, let's see if we can get on the dollar increments here. Okay. So our first spot that we wanted to that we sent out alert for this morning was 625. Looking for a good $5, $2 to $5 rejection off of the 625 liquidity, which we got that. Also got the rejection off of 620. So played that as well. As you can see here, $5 rejections off the 620 and 625 level. I also personally played the 630 as well. Got about $3 off of that one. And then also I was taking care of some other business, but I just happened to see that the market had pushed up to Netflix had pushed all the way up to 640. So for me, that was pretty much taking candy from a baby on that one. So yeah, when I seen that it pushed up here, yeah, I got definitely got short there and ended up pulling all the way back to 634 into the close. So again, you see the strategy is, either you can play the momentum to the next, really just depends on your style of trading. With the order book, you have a superior advantage because one, you can see where the buyers coming in or where the sellers are sitting ready to take profit. But with that said, so, your strategy is, me personally, I love the probabilities that come with shorting, short scalping at these huge levels of, liquidity. People are ready to take profit, short it, all that. If it's one of those that you're not, someone that's greedy and you're willing to, take a 2 to 5, or if it's a really big level, $5 to $10 rejection, which, if you're using decent size, that's a nice, quick, very nice return there. And now, granted, some people, they prefer to play, they don't like to short all that, they prefer to play the momentum. In that case, hey, nothing wrong with that. Just, play your, prime example here today was once you finally got on top of this 620 level, we see that it pushed up, came back, retested it, support, all these support candles on this 620 liquidity. Hey, that's a great entry for, as we've talked about in previous videos, play to the next major level of liquidity. And in that case, it was, our next big level was 630. And, there you go, take profit at 630. And then once 630 shows that it can get support, start holding support candles on top of that liquidity, then hey, play it up to the next major level. So, it's great. Really, if you can do both of them, I mean, if you can be skilled in playing the momentum and then, shorting, taking profit at the, the big, these big levels. And then, honestly, you can play it both ways and really kill it. So, it really just depends on, your style. So with that said, to each his own, but with that, the market, the order book gives you the ability to play both of them, which is pretty awesome. So with that said, let's look at Tesla here. We're going to look at a few tonight. Long, very long day. All right, as you can see, tons of overhead resistance, sellers ready to sell from 597 to 800. So now, of course, you can, nothing wrong with getting in there and playing that momentum. As we can see, plenty of buyers at 780 this morning. Several support candles on these buyers right here at 780, 783, right in there. And then, once you get there, you push up to the 790 liquidity and you start getting support candles. Once you get that, you start seeing support candles. 1, 2, 3, 4 support candles on 490. I mean, what's that telling you? We're pushing to the next major level of liquidity. In that case, 795 was decent, but really the big one was 497. That's where you really started having them. Really nice thick band of liquidity. A lot of sellers coming in the book. So yeah, I actually started shorting at 795 and shorted it up because I was fine with shorting it all the way to 800 because I knew there was going to be, it was going to pull back from that, just a matter of how much. So it was in my book, it was pretty easy, guaranteed money. And then ended up pulling all the way back to the VWAP. And then finally, we see this band of sellers come in, get up under the VWAP. That was a strong sign that we were heading to the next major level. In that case was 784. And yeah, from there just faded. Faded. I was surprised that it got as weak as it did. Yeah, expected more. Let me see. AMC guys. Let's see here. Now, let's see here. Well, you get to the dollar increments. I'll tell you right now, this is you can't expect much on a day like this when you have huge levels of buyers and sellers on both sides. That's yeah, I've shown AMC pretty much every time that AMC's hardly moved any, just a very tight day. It's always looked like this. So again, if you're someone that's trading AMC and expect to get some big moves on the day and you see that kind of monster buyers and sellers on both sides, locking it into a range, yeah, not a good day. With that said, 36, plenty of people want to buy in the 36 range. Nice band of liquidity there. I actually bought it up about 16 cents right above the liquidity, started pulling orders, pushing orders. And then from there, pushed it all the way up to the next major level, which was 38. Lots of sellers in that area. End up knocking it all the way back down to the VWAP and then the next major level, which was 37. And then, yeah, you get up underneath the VWAP. That's always, once you're under the VWAP, we know that there's always sellers when you come back to that VWAP. So yeah, that was pretty much it for AMC on the day. So anyway, with that said, we're going to shut the video down there. Sorry, it was long work day in another business. So it was pretty tired to say the least. But thankfully we was able to get some nice trading in this morning, made some pretty easy money to say the least. So with that said, I hope that helped you out. Need some more education. Definitely check out previous videos. A lot of education in all of these order book videos. So with that said, thanks for watching the video and may the market be with you.